and welcome back to my channel. This is Nat's Ventures, or Nats, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video, and I'm going to be doing a Q&A. Firstly, before we even get into that, just a massive thank you for all the love and support on my first vlog. That was quite a bit of like an experience for me because I find it really daunting putting myself out there or showing my personality and so on and so forth. But everyone has been so lovely, so supportive, and yeah, I just can't thank you enough. Like I mentioned, today is going to be a little bit different, a Q&A. So getting to know me a little bit. A lot of you answered the question box that I put on my story on Instagram, so I'm going to be answering those questions, as well as just doing a little bit of a get to know me, who I am, where I'm from, all that sort of fun stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. So my name is Natalie, or Nats. Everyone calls me Nats, whether it be my work, my parents, my friends, family. When I was at school, everyone tends to call me Nats, and I prefer it that way. So yeah, that's where Nats Ventures came from. I'm 26 and I'll be 27 in April this year. So yeah, start of April. I'm from the UK, and you might hear a bit of an accent. So I'm from Paisley, which is just outside Glasgow in Scotland. But my accent's a little bit mixed, and that's because I've lived in England for the past seven years. So yeah, it'll be 7 years next month. So yeah, I've been down here for quite a while. The reason I moved to England was because I got a job as a flight attendant for British Airways, and my home base hub was going to be Heathrow Airport. So I moved down here just to be a bit closer to Heathrow Airport. And initially when I moved down here, I lived in Slough, which is like 10-15 minutes from Heathrow. I moved out of there now. I'm in a different part of England, but yeah, I'm still down south now. So I worked at British Airways for about 1.5 years, and I left there a few different reasons. Main one just being like, it just wasn't what I expected. I got to see some amazing places, I met some amazing people, but just the job wasn't what it was cracked up to be. It was a lot more tiring, a lot less glamorous. You would get to a hotel room and you'd have a very short layover, but you'd be so tired and jet lagged that you would just want to go to sleep. Yeah, I'm a bit of a home bird anyway, so I like being at home. I like my own comforts. So yeah, I think being a flight attendant was a really good experience, but I don't think it was for me. So now I work in IoT, so the Internet of Things. I basically work for a company and I manage a small team of account managers within that company, and I help them to kind of push forward and get sales within the business, grow their accounts and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing now, and I love it. It's very different to what I did before with the flight attendant, but it's still good. I love it. And then also I'm a qualified hairdresser and barber. So I did that when I left school. And fun fact, I actually worked in a salon voluntarily since I was like 13, I think I was. And then when I became old enough to actually earn money, I then got a job there fully. But yeah, I was working every weekend voluntarily in the salon, sweeping hair, washing hair. I learned a lot doing that. My boss at the time, Kirsty, she actually put on like night classes for me, and through the week on a Thursday, I think it was, we did those, and she would like teach me things after hours, like on the mannequin heads, or I could bring in like friends and she would teach me stuff from the age of like 13, which was amazing because no one else at school or none of my friends were doing anything like that. So I thought I was like so cool. I was like, yeah, I've got a job. But yeah, that's what I did after leaving school. Yeah, so I live in England now, as I said. Been here for 7 years. I live in Hampshire area, and I live with my partner Scott and my rabbit Jeffrey. So he is an outdoor rabbit, but he comes inside like throughout the days, and he kind of has roam of the house. He's litter trained, which is great. But yeah, he has roam in the house, he takes over, he's great. So yeah, that's my little rabbit. So I'm looking at the questions that you guys have sent me over, and I'm going to join for the first question, I'm going to join two together, just because one of them answers the other. So the first one is, who is my favourite Disney character, and I'm going to join it up with my earliest Disney memory. Now, when it says earliest Disney memory, I'm assuming it just means Disney in general. I'm assuming it doesn't mean like Disney park memory. So that's the way I'm going to take it anyway. But yeah, so my earliest Disney memory is actually the reason why my favourite character is my favourite character. And I basically have a big brother called Michael. He's 6 years older than me. And when I was younger, as every little girl with a big brother does, looks up to their big brother, wants to be his best mate, like idolises him sort of thing. And when I was I think I was about 2 or 3 years old, he was in a football team and they went on a trip away somewhere. I can't even remember where they went. It could have been France or Blackpool. I actually don't know. But anyway, they went away on a trip, and when we went to pick Michael up when he got back from the trip, he came off of the coach or the bus that they were on, and he had a stuffed toy with him. And the stuffed toy I've actually still got. I drove him from Scotland down to England in my car with his seatbelt on to come and live with me. My mum and dad, when I was younger, like when they cleaned out my bedroom, like as I was growing up, they actually binned him, and I begged them to go and get him back out of the bin. He has been washed since, but yeah, this is just why he's my favourite character. I've had him for years. He was my first teddy. I love him so much. So I've still got him, and it's my Eeyore teddy. He is a bit scary, and my family are all frightened by him because he has like no eyes. The black bits of his eyes are missing. His hair used to actually be like fluffy, and now it's like matted, despite me brushing it. But yeah, it's like matted now. The bow fell off of his tail, so my mum had to fix it, and the hair on his tail is now all like matted. And then when I was younger, my friend was at my house and we were in my bedroom, and we were trying to make my bedroom light up blue. So we held Eeyore up to my light so that when the light hit Eeyore, it then made my bedroom all blue. And my friend held him too close to the light, and I started to see smoke coming from him. And it turned out she was holding him against the light, and it burned a hole in Eeyore's back. So at this point, my mum was like, Nats, Eeyore is ready for the bin. He's got to go. Like, we're getting rid of him. And I would not let them. And still to this day, have never let them. So he lives with me in England now. And yeah, he's my favourite. And this is why Eeyore is my favourite character. That and the fact that I just feel like Eeyore's personality, I just relate to it so much. Like, we all have days where we feel a bit like Eeyore. And yeah, I just love him. So the next question is, what is my favourite time of year to go to Disney? Now, I'm just going to give a bit of background before we even go into this. So before I met Scott, I had actually never been to a Disney park before. And when I met Scott, he had been going since he was a little boy with his parents, and he loves it over in Orlando, and yeah. So we decided to book a 2-week trip to Orlando, and we did Universal, Walt Disney World and SeaWorld all in those 2 weeks sort of thing. So we did that in January 2023, and then we loved it so much, and I literally fell in love with just being in Orlando, being in Florida, and I loved it. That when we came back, we actually booked up straight away to go back again in the September. So we did January, September, and then we were trying to save some money for some things at home, and we didn't then go back until November 2024. So we booked like a last minute trip at the end of November, literally like less than 2 weeks before the trip. We were like, let's just go, like let's just do it. So yeah, we just booked up a trip. We booked up 2 weeks before, and we went in November. Now January I absolutely loved because it was just after Christmas. I was on like the Christmas come down, and then we had a 2-week holiday to Florida to look forward to. So I loved that, and I just loved January because the temperature was a little bit lower. And for me being Scottish, I actually can't deal too well with hot weather. I struggle a little bit. So having that cooler weather was really, really nice. I did love September because the parks seemed a little bit quieter and the queue times were a little bit lower, but the heat I could not handle. Like, it was so hot, it was so humid. First world problems, I know, but yeah, I just felt really uncomfortable, and like I would open the door and the humidity would just, like, I'd be sweating before I even like properly went out. So yeah, I struggled a bit with the September one, but I still loved it. And then we went in November 2024, and that was perfect for me. Like, we went to like the Disney parks. We only did Walt Disney World in November, but we went to the Disney parks, and you would walk in and it was like all of the Christmas lights and the Christmas tree and the Christmas music, and it was just unbelievable. And I'm a massive Christmas fan, so mixing the two together was like perfect for me. And then obviously the weather as well was lovely. It was a little bit cooler but still like warm. I was still out like wearing shorts and t-shirt. Yeah, it was just perfect. I loved it. The evenings were a little bit chillier, but I didn't care. I still loved it. It was the best time. And for me so far, I've been January, September and November. November for me is like miles above, and I will try and go to Disney in Orlando every November if I can, because honestly I had the best, like I think it was like 9 nights we went for, and it was like the best time ever. So yeah, so that brings me on to my next question, which is, when is my next trip? So my next trip is actually in May this year, so May 2025, and I booked that because it's Scott's 30th in May and he loves Florida. So I booked for us to go for 3 weeks in May for his 30th. We're there for basically the full of May. I think we fly there the 3rd and we fly home the 25th. And Scott's birthday is on the 18th, so like right in the middle. So yeah, we're there for like a really good chunk of time, and we get to do a lot of different things that we've maybe not done before and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. And I've heard that the weather is like all the heat, no humidity, so I'm hoping that like it's a bit of happy medium for me and I can deal with it. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. We're there for 3 weeks. My mum and dad, who have never been to America, are actually coming with us for the first 2 weeks. It's their 10-year wedding anniversary, and yeah, they've decided to book up and come with us, which we're so excited about, because my mum and dad are literally like our friends. Like, we don't treat them like my mum and dad, we treat them like our best friends sort of thing. So yeah, I'm so excited that they're coming, and I just can't wait to see like my little mum's face when like she walks into Disney, and I just think it's going to be amazing. And when we were on our last trip in November, I actually bought my mum a set of ears, and my dad asked me to pick it up for her, but he got her a lounge fly from Animal Kingdom, so he got her that for Christmas, and then I got her the ears to match it, so she's like all kitted out, like ready for Florida. So yeah, she's got that, she's got her t-shirts that she's bought, and yeah, the two of them are buzzing, and so are we. So yeah, May is the next trip. Someone's asked whether we prefer to stay in villas or resorts. So we have actually never done a resort. We love staying in a villa. We always stay in a villa. We always hire a car and we drive to and from the parks. And it's just purely because Scott did it growing up, and then when we did it the first time that I ever went, I just loved it. I loved having our own space, a washing machine and tumble dryer to do all my clothes. I loved having like our own pool, and like we had that place away from like the Disney bubble and the park bubble to go and just chill out and just have like our own time. And it feels a bit more special then when I go back to the bubble and like I'm then back in the magic. Like it's just, yeah, it's just the way that we like it. We'd always said like we weren't too bothered about staying at a resort until on our last trip we visited the Wilderness Lodge, and now it's literally top of my bucket list to stay at Wilderness Lodge, because oh my goodness, that resort is absolutely stunning. Like we went to what was it called? There's like a little outside restaurant there. I think it's called, is it Geyser Point? I don't know how to pronounce it, but whatever it's called, it was amazing. Like, we went there, we had such a nice evening, it was so chilled, it was outside, it was lovely. And after that, like, we were just taking a walk around, we were looking at the lobby and the Christmas tree, and honestly, we fell in love. So yeah, it's now top of our bucket list to stay at Wilderness Lodge. But yeah, we do love staying in a villa and having that freedom just to come away from the parks if we want to. But yeah, never say never about staying at a resort, because hopefully I get my way one day and we stay at Wilderness Lodge. So someone has asked what my favourite Disney snack is. So I've got a couple. So my first one is, in Disney you get the Rice Krispie treat bars. My favourite one is one, and I got it from at the back of Magic Kingdom where the circus tent gift shop is. I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but I love that gift shop. And they do the Rice Krispie Mickey head covered in chocolate, and then it's got like chocolate sweets on top of it. But the chocolate sweets are not M&Ms like the ones that you get kind of all down Main Street. It's just like, they're almost like Smarties, but they're not shaped like Smarties. But anyway, they're amazing. I will try and insert a picture, but genuinely, I love those. They're so good. And then, yeah, probably my all-time favourite Disney snack that I've had is at Epcot, and it is in Italy. There's a little stand, and it's a gelato stand, and the gelato from there, oh my goodness. We get a scoop of vanilla and a scoop of cookie and cream, and honestly, it is the best ice cream, or the best gelato, sorry, we've ever had. Like, it is amazing. The taste is so smooth. It's just lovely. So yeah, definitely try it if you haven't already. But yeah, those are my two favourite Disney snacks or treats. Someone has asked what my favourite pair of Disney ears that I own are. So I have two, however one of them are packed away in my suitcase, I think, and they're up the loft, and I, to be honest, didn't want to go up the loft to get them down. But they are a red pair, and they are all sequenced. I got them in November, so I think it was part of like the Christmas collection. There's a lounge fly to match them, but yeah, I love those ones. My other favourite pair are my classic mini ears. I love these because they're so comfy. Although I love my red ones, because they're all sequenced, even like the band is all sequenced, and then like sometimes if I've been wearing them for quite a long time, the sequins tend to like dig into like my skin, so they're not the comfiest, but they are gorgeous. These ones are so comfy, like, because it's just that kind of like velvety material. Yeah, they're just so soft and comfy, and yeah, they match most of my outfits. They're so versatile, whereas the red ones, like, I can't wear them with like a lot of things, although I do tend to wear red and black most of the time. But yeah, these ones are my favourite, and also the red ones, but these ones are a little bit more versatile and I can wear them a little bit more often. The next question is, someone has asked if I have any traditions when it comes to Disney, or I assume travelling in general. So I'm going to take it as travelling in general. We do have a couple of traditions actually. So when it comes to Disney, our tradition is every time we go, we will get a Christmas bauble from each place that we go to. So we'll get a Disney one, we'll get a Universal one. If we do SeaWorld, we'll get a SeaWorld one. And then we'll tend to get one from like one of the shopping malls and get it from Macy's or something like that. So we've started a little collection of Christmas baubles. Our Disney ones are always our favourite. We got this like big glass Mickey head one, and inside it's got like Mickey and Minnie in the castle, and oh, it is stunning. And then last time, Scott loves Pluto, so we got this like big Mickey head with like Pluto sticking out of it, and that one is gorgeous as well. So that's actually on the first vlog that I uploaded. We went and found the Pluto bauble that we were looking for. So yeah, that's probably one of our favourites as well, but that is a tradition that we'll be keeping up. Every time we go to Florida or Disney, we will be buying a Christmas bauble for our tree. And then in general, we do have another tradition when we go to Florida, is that first day, every single time we go to Florida, our first day will always be, we get up, we go to Denny's for breakfast, we then go to Hollywood Studios, we watch the Indiana Jones show, and then we go and do some rides. But every time we go to Walt Disney World, it's always Hollywood Studios on the first day and Indiana Jones first thing that we do. And then we usually typically kind of do Star Tours next, and then we'll go and try and do like something in Toy Story Land or something like that. But yeah, that is our traditions for when we go to Disney. Someone has asked if I have already started planning my outfits for my May trip. I've got a 3-week trip in May, so I have to get a lot of outfits. The answer is yes and no. So a lot of the outfits I'm going to be taking are going to be quite kind of basic ones. So I love like tennis and golf dresses. So the little active dresses with the shorts underneath. I like to buy like some of those, and I'll buy them in just like generic colours, and then kind of Disneyfy them with like accessories and stuff like that when I go to the parks. So I have started planning. I've seen a couple of things that I've got my eye on. It's more like those kind of dresses. I've seen a really nice one on a website called Halara. So if anyone has bought from Halara, please let me know your thoughts on it, because I really want to buy this dress. But yeah, I've seen some activewear dresses on that. I've seen some little skirts on that as well. And then yeah, I've seen some nice little Disney t-shirts that I want to buy from a few different Etsy shops. And as well, I love the Disney t-shirts on ASOS, and I always love buying like a big oversized t-shirt and wearing it with like cycle shorts and big chunky trainers and either my ears or like a cap. That is like my favourite type of outfits. I always go like super comfy when I go on holiday. So yeah, although I haven't like planned out outfits like together as such, I do have my eye on some things, and there will be a video of me going through the outfits that I'm planning for my May trip. The next question is, what is my favourite place to eat at Walt Disney World? So my favourite place to eat is actually Crystal Palace in Magic Kingdom for 2 reasons. One being because there's a character meet and greet with the Winnie the Pooh characters, so it means that I get to see Eeyore, which I loved. When I first met him, I was like fangirling like bad. It was actually quite embarrassing. Yeah, I had like my Eeyore backpack, and I was like getting photos of him with it. Like, yeah, it was not a good look, but it's fine. I feel like I'm 5 years old again when I go to Disney. So yeah, Crystal Palace and Magic Kingdom. 1, because of the character meet, and 2, because the food is unbelievable. Like, I'm a really fussy eater, and when we went there, I managed to get like a really nice seasoned chicken breast, some rice, and there was just loads of stuff there that I could eat, and I'm like quite a plain fussy eater. So yeah, me finding somewhere that I can eat or somewhere that I like is few and far between. So the fact that I got that as well as a character meet with Eeyore, I was buzzing. So yeah, that is probably my favourite. And then we also like in Hollywood Studios, I can't remember what it's called, but there's this it's like this kind of quick serve restaurant, and it's kind of themed like an old sort of warehouse. I can't remember for the life of me what the name of it is, but yeah, we love eating in there. That's always a first day tradition as well at lunchtime, and I absolutely, and it's always one of the things that I look forward to most about going back to Walt Disney World, is the Disney French fries. Like, I love them. Like, I could sit and eat them all day. I love them. So the next question is, someone has asked what my favourite Disney park is and what my favourite ride is. So basing it on Walt Disney World, because I've only been to Walt Disney World so far, my favourite park at Walt Disney World has always been Epcot. I always have like the best days at Epcot, and I do less rides, I would say, at Epcot, but I just always feel so happy just walking around like the World Showcase and stuff like that. And I just think Epcot holds such a like special place in my heart, because when I've done it, me and Scott have had like the best days together. But that has like slowly started to change a little bit, because on the past like 2 trips, more so the most recent trip, Hollywood Studios has stood out massively to me, and we've had like such a good time when we've went there. I think it's got like amazing rides. I love Toy Story. That's like one of my favourite Disney movies. I know it's Pixar, Disney Pixar, but I still, yeah, one of my favourite Disney movies. And I just love like Toy Story Mania. Slinky Dog, I did it for the first time on my November trip and it was amazing. But yeah, I don't know, Hollywood Studios for me is just like going up in my ratings. It used to be, I think it was like third favourite for me for quite a while, and now it's like joint first, I think. And it might be because it's always the park that we do on the first day, and the first day of your holiday sets you up for the rest of them, so that could be why as well. But yeah, I'd say Epcot and Hollywood Studios are probably my favourite parks. In terms of ride, my favourite ride is definitely Guardians of the Galaxy. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Every time I come off it, I'm like beaming with happiness. The full way round it, I'm laughing. Like, I love it. Best song on Guardians of the Galaxy for me is Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I mean, they're all amazing. That ride is unbelievable. But for me, when I get Everybody Wants to Rule the World, that's just like perfect for me. It's just sets my day off. But yeah, genuinely, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. The next question is, what is my favourite Disney merch that I own? So I couldn't choose one, so I've brought two. First one being my Loungefly, my Eeyore Loungefly. I love Eeyore, obviously. And yeah, I just think this Loungefly is so cute. I love his little tail and his little ear. But yeah, I love this Loungefly so much. And then the other one is this Spot What my favourite colour to wear is. This sweatshirt, that I bought on my most recent trip. So I got this at World of Disney at Disney Springs in November, and I love it. I love the back of it, where it's got like the back of Mickey. I just think it's so cute. And they do this in a few other colours as well. I think they've got it in white with Minnie on it, and I'm sure I've seen a purple one with Daisy on it. So I feel like I might need to buy another one in another colour, because even just like the shape of this, it's quite boxy, which I love. So yeah, I love this on an evening with my little red ears, trainers, flares. Love it. It's my fave. So although this isn't a piece of Disney merch, it is still something Disney related, and it is this book that lies in my lounge all day, every day. And basically, Scott got me it for Christmas. So when we woke up on Christmas morning and we were sitting on the floor in front of the Christmas tree, he started playing Happily Ever After. And I was like, what is that? Why are you playing that? And I unwrapped one of my presents, and it was this book full of memories from Disney and Florida that he had put together for me. And it was just so special. It was like one of the best like gifts I had ever been given, because it was just so thoughtful. I was like crying my eyes out reading it, because I was like, this is like all our happy memories. It was just, yeah, I just love it. Chick-fil-A, that's my favourite. But yeah, I love this book. And then at the back there's like space for me to add my own photos in as well, for future trips that we take over to Disney. So yeah, this is probably like my favourite piece of like Disney like item that I own, my favourite Disney item that I own. Although it's not just Disney, it's probably my favourite. And I know it's not merch, but it's just, it holds such like a special place in my heart. So yeah, this is probably my favourite piece or Disney item that I own so far. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching my video. I genuinely really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the love and support that I've received so far, especially on my first vlog and over on Instagram. Like, you're all so lovely and so warm and welcoming. I can't explain like how grateful I am. Please comment below any suggestions that you have for things for us to do in May for our trip, or if you have any suggestions on video content that you want to see from me moving forward, please let me know. I have some planned, as I mentioned earlier, but if you do have any suggestions for me, please let me know and I will look to get them done for you. But yeah, just thank you so much. If you can, please like, subscribe, comment on the video, share it with your friends, whatever you can do. I genuinely really appreciate it. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys, love you all.